Hi guys, Evan from Reseller Life here, and today I decided to do one last vlog before I go in for my lithotripsy because I'm going to be out for a couple days, if not a week. So I thought I would just squeeze in one more video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys a few items that are thinking outside of the box. Most resellers are showing you to sell books and clothes and things like that. So I decided just to show you a few things that are outside of the box, that are not the norm. So check this out, and if you do find any of these items at garage sales or wherever at your local flea markets, let us know, and let us know what you sold them for and if you made any money on them. For example, the Coleman lanterns that I'm going to put in this video, they go for some good money, and we always see them around. So definitely let us know if you do find them and how you did with it. So think outside the box, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Okay, so let's start off with clocks. So first we're going to look at sold items, and we're going to look at the highest, just to give you an idea of how much these things can sell for. So a lot of these you're probably not going to find out in the field, but you never know. These people probably have found them somewhere along the line, so you might get lucky as well. So as you can see, about 9,000. A grandfather clock, yeah, that's going to be a lot to ship. About $2,000 just to ship it. But these types of clocks, again, they're going to be harder to find. This is kind of a unique clock. I have had something similar to this, but probably not that name. This is newer. A lot of the expensive clocks are going to be older clocks, hand painted. But as you can see, prices are quite up there. Like, this is kind of cool. It's a little clock in like a, looks like a Elvis Presley's owned. I don't know if that's true or not, but sure. Just going through here. Here's a watch. We're gonna get to watches. I just wanted to give you an idea. Here's even parts. If you can find old parts, I've sold parts before as well and have brought in some money. So people are looking to repair their old clocks. Now, I want to get just a general idea. You're going to find more. I have seen something like this around. I've seen vendors at flea markets have things like this around. These items are out there. Cuckoo clocks, I've had many cuckoo clocks. German Black Forest. So keep your eye open for clocks. You never know. Again, these ones are going to be a little harder to find, obviously, because these are really expensive, so they're antique. This is more like a gingerbready kind of clock. This is more kind of the style that you'll find out there, late 1800s, early 1900s. But like something like this, you wouldn't think would be worth much. Look at 2,500 bucks. A piece of bacon. There you go, 17. 2,500 to ship it. I don't think that sounds right, but whatever. Let's just jump way down the line here. I'm not going to bore you too much here with clocks, but yeah, just regular old. There's a nautical themed clock, hand painted, French. Anyways, so as you can see, keep your eye open for clocks. They can go for some good money. And let's jump on to the next. While we're in the whole time kind of genre, let's go with pocket watches. A lot of times, the pocket watches do go for money because they are made of gold. So you have to just watch that when you're buying pocket watches. People pay for the gold, not so much even the pocket watch. In this case, they're paying for the watch because it is gold and because it is the pocket watch. But even if they're not working, people will buy them just for the gold content. They're obviously not going to pay $9,100 just for a little bit of gold, but here's a hand-painted 6,000. Again, like something like this, I don't know, you might find something more like that, which would be more like a sterling silver. I don't recognize this name, but Waltham is a big name. $4,500. That's really detailed in there. Things like this, you might see these, but there's going to be a lot of knockoffs too. So you have to watch that you're not buying knockoffs, thinking that they're worth money. They come out of China for near nothing. We're going to jump way, way ahead here. We jumped up to page like 8. German U-boats, $1,100. World War II and World War I stuff, you might come across it if you know, somebody in the family has died at a garage sale and the family's just looking to get rid of a few of his things. You know, you might find stuff like that. I've had people come into the market and say, my grandfather, my great grandfather was in the war, and we have all this stuff, and we're just looking to get the best price for it. What will you give it? What will you give us for it? So, you know, I sent them down to our military vendor, and yeah, got a lot of really good stuff. Actually gave me a commission for it. So here's again parts, just parts, not even a case, just parts. $1,000 for that. Very common one. I should just put it up and show you guys something that you might find. Oh, watch with the knee. Look at that. Is a Waltham, that one right there. So Waltham, I've seen a lot of these over the years. And again, look, if they can go for some good money. 15. Let's just take it down. Let's just jump to like page 10. 300, 200. So as you can see, even way at page 10, we're still $250 up. So even if you see these at like a Value Village or a Goodwill and they're in the showcase, still definitely something not to shy away from. Definitely look into it. If they're asking $100 or $80, don't just walk away because you think you're not going to make your money back. Obviously, there's money in pocket watches. There's Waltham right there. That's kind of cool. Engraved right into the watch itself. I've sold lots of these over the years, guys. Waltham is a big name for pocket watches. Seem to be the most common for what I find, what I come across. Let's jump to something else. Let's go to marbles. On our Instagram, I did put a picture up of marbles a few months back, and I thought I would just show it again, just because some people aren't aware of what some marbles. Look at the size of that sucker. But I'm talking just regular size marbles. $1,500. The early hand-painted German marbles, they're going to be the best as far as I'm concerned. Art glass, that's kind of a cool design. Now this looks almost newer. You're looking for something that looks not even that great like this. If we go back up, nice design there. These swirls are really good. Size, I've never seen one that giant before, but just a regular size marble like this. There you go, 39 bids, $30 to ship, 1,000 American dollars. There's a big, like a snowball size one, that's crazy. Here's a lot, 10 pounds of marbles, $760. This has a figure right inside. There was another one somewhere around like that. $611. Now to these, you're not going to really find these, I don't think. They're probably more like one of a kind, hand blown by a special artist or something like that. I've seen like tons of ones like this, so I don't know why that would be worth so much, but there you go. You might find something like that. That's a lot easier to find than something like this and something like this, that's for sure. So there you go, marbles. Like, here's some common marbles. I don't know what makes them worth $456, but I buy bags of marbles from Value Village, and they look a lot like that. And I have never got that amount of money before. That's cool. Remember Cubert? Kind of looks like Cubert. Anyways, let's get off the marbles. As you can see, they go for some really good money if you get the right one. And how do you know if you have the right one? Sometimes you just take a guess, throw it up on eBay, and the collectors know exactly what they're looking for. So if you put it up there, they will find it. Boombox is another one I put on Instagram. Check this out, guys. $3,000 for a boombox. I see these at the store all the time, whether it's Goodwill, whether it's Value Village. I've seen not particularly this style, but you never know what kind of style. This one has 2 microphones, so that's kind of cool. I've seen ones like this. You know, you see these, you run across these. My parents, I think, had like 2 of these at one point. back in the 80s. Check this one out. This one looks like a very common one. Nothing really fancy or anything. 900 bucks. It just has to be vintage, and it just has to be, you know, that particular model. So if you see a boombox, just grab your phone, check out the eBay listings, and put in that model number and just see what comes up. You never know. That's more of a modern, but we're talking like the vintage boombox. This is like a 90s. Wow, that's crazy though. I remember selling those when I worked at Future Shop many years ago. Well, let's keep going here. So there you go, boomboxes. Definitely check them out. Look at this. Is just a plain regular boombox, 575 bucks. So keep your eye open for boomboxes. Next up, Mad Balls. I put this up because I have sold 2 or 3 of these over the last year. I do come across them at Value Village once in a while. Here you go. $202. Now that's a lot of Mad Balls. Okay, but individually you can make some money individually. 145 for a lot there. Here's the whole character, 149, 124. I never see the full character. I always just find the Mad Ball itself. I remember this one. Let's keep going. It looks like Mad Balls has a lot of merchandise as well, but here you go, 75 bucks. So Mad Balls, there's something that you might just find hanging on the wall at Value Village. If you do, grab it, because Mad Balls can bring in some money. There you go, 2 of them right there. I think I just sold this one. I've never seen this one, but I've sold this one. So 68 bucks for 2. So something you might come across. Next, I sold that Funko for, what was it, $500 or $700? I forget what it was now. That was around Christmas time. So a lot of people say, wow, you did really good with that Funko. Every time I run into people, they always talk about the Funkos. So I thought I would put in Funko and just show you guys. Check this one out. This is better than mine. $2,688. $24.99. Freddy Funko. Here's an Elvis Funko. Took a best offer. Game of Thrones Funko, $24.25 with 16 bids. Lots of interest on that one. Game of Thrones, 26. Now, you're going to find different versions. So you might find this, and it might only be worth 10 bucks, but you need to find the exclusive. That's the key thing with these Funkos. You might just have the regular one. A lot of the times, let's go right into the listing, you have to read that little tag, okay? So there's a little tag on the Funko. Holy cow, how many steps does it take? There we go. Comic-Con Funko San Diego 2013. That's what makes it special. If it does not have that tag, it is just a regular Funko, then it's not going to be worth that. You have to look at these tags. These are exclusives, exclusive. That's what you have to look for when you're getting Funkos. If you just get the regular old Funko, generally anywhere from $8 to $12. You have to look at that tag, and you have to do the research on what that tag is. There's a Tokyo toy. So these are special Funko. But as you can see, they go for money. So if you do come across that with a little tag on it, there you go. This one's exclusive, but with no tag. So that opens up a whole other can of worms right there for us. But a lot of them do have the tags. So keep your eye open for Funko. Look at, we're still going up at 1,200 bucks. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. 1,100. So there you go. Keep your eye open for Funko. Me and Crystal, Reseller Life, we do a lot with board games, as you know if you follow us, and this is one of our favorite board games to pick up. Catan. Now, we've never sold one for 2,500 bucks before, but we have sold them for around, well, not even 199. We normally sell them 163. Yeah, I think we've sold one for around 150, so starting around there. There is a lot of different Catans. You can get different themed Catans, like from movies and stuff like that. We sell this one. We bought this one a few times now and resold it on, actually we can't sell them on Amazon. You need to be approved. So we either sell them on eBay or local sales actually. They do sell locally really good as well. So keep your eye open for Catan. There's a Game of Thrones Catan, like I was saying. There's a lot of different types of Catan. Game of Thrones is big right now. If you can pick up anything Game of Thrones, probably going to make some money on it right now. There's a Star Trek Catan. Alright, that's the end of Catan. Just down to 66. Not that much, but if you get the right one, they can be worth some money. So let's jump on to the next. If you're at garage sales this year, you might come across some vintage video games. Here we go. Final Fantasy 3, 2,799. That's crazy. Zelda's a big one, guys. Even if it's opened and not sealed, definitely pick up Zelda. Mike Tyson Punch-Out sealed. Now, these are sealed. They're going to obviously be worth more money. But here's one unsealed. 1,700 bucks. Okay, here's one unsealed. 1,300 bucks. Samson seems like a popular one. 1,300 bucks. 1,300 bucks. So there you go. There's another Samson. 1,100 bucks. Flintstones. 1,000 bucks. Here's a Zelda. 999. I remember my parents buying us this. If they only would have bought like 3 or 4, could have been rich. Could have made some money. Okay, 900 bucks for Power Blade. Anyways, we're still up around like $845. Contra, that's a good game. 860. Samson again. Definitely keep your eye open for the Samson. It's very popular. Super Mario 699. Like, we can keep going, and the prices are still going to be high here. So just keep your eye open for video games, even if they're open like this. Metroid. 600 bucks. Yeah, even if they're open, it doesn't matter. You're still going to make some money on it. There's a big giant lot there. So pick them up. I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Video games are worth money. First, I put in pocket knife, and a bunch came up, but then I kind of limited my search to Swiss pocket knife. Swiss is going to be a little harder to find than just a general pocket knife, but they are worth money. As you probably already know, Swiss Army knives go really, really well. Down to 149. If I get rid of the Swiss and just put in pocket knife, the price is going to jump up. Wow, that's giant. But these are names I would not recognize unless you were really in the knife business or a knife collector. You wouldn't really know, like, I don't know who Claude Dozorm is, but apparently his knives go for some money. And there's a lot of pocket knives being made in China right now, so you really would have to know your stuff. That's why I limited the search to Swiss. Swiss pocket knives are really good. Even if it's not Swiss pocket knife, but it's Swiss blade, which you'll see on the blade, they're generally worth a bit more money. Anything China is just new and reproduced. There you go. We're still up to $450. See, this is, again, a Tony Bose, I don't know. But, like, if you just put in, like, a vintage pocket knife. These are just vintage pocket knives that, you know, aren't made by anyone really a designer or anything like that, like Bose back there. Here's a Remington. You know, this is more the style you're going to find. People have these in their junk drawers. Like older men who are just looking at downsizing, they're going to have pocket knives laying around in their toolboxes, in their fishing boxes. They're going to have them in their underwear drawers, you know, junk drawers. And they're worth money, so pick them up. Normally they sell them for like 50 cents or $1. They just, you know, want rid of it. Look at that, 292 bucks. These are all knives that we've probably seen along the way, you know. So pocket knives, definitely a good buy. How about some advertising? Advertising signs. These are giant. They're going to be harder to obviously ship. Local pickup is always an option on eBay. But littler signs like this, 7,400 bucks, 52 bids on it. And look at it, it looks kind of like, I don't know, is it rusted maybe? Kind of worn away in the head there. They're worth money. That's in really good shape. Finding them in really good shape, that's why these are going for some money, because of the condition. Hey, look at a Starbucks mug. We all love Starbucks mugs. Keep going. John Deere tractors go really well. Olympia beer. Orange Crush signs go really good. Here's a John Deere that kind of has a bit of rust on it. $2,000. Orange Crush, $2,100. Keep going. So old signs, guys, even if they are a little rusted, depending on the sign, people don't really care. They will pay for it, even if it is a bit beat up. Like this one looks like it has a giant crimple right here. A bit of bends here, a bit of wear here, but that's okay. They still pay, well, best offer, 2,400. Let's jump ahead just a little bit, just to page 5. There's a McDonald's guy. Remember that guy? 900 bucks. That's crazy. Dairy Queen. There's a Firestone, $1,000. We're still up at $1,000, and we're 5 pages in. So, advertising always does good, guys. Even if it's paper advertising. Here's a rusty one, 960. But you want to keep it small, okay? This is a giant one, so shipping that would be a real pain. You know, try to keep it to the smaller ones. Unless you want to ship it, that's fine. Tin cans. Most expensive tin can I sold was around $900, and it was for a an oil can, just like a regular household oil can. So I knew oil cans would be worth money, so I just put in tin can, and look at 2,600 bucks, 48 bids. That's for an old oysters, fresh chucked. Gold dust, 21. Tobacco and oil. There you go. Those two right there, worth money. 53. You know, the one we had looked something kind of like that. So $539. You know, cans can go good. Cans can go bad, but they can also go good if you have the right can. Again, Schwinn, that's a good name. Collectors, bike collectors are like that. Gas and oil. So keep your eye open for tin cans. If you're going out picking, do not rush yourself. Give yourself time to be able to look some of this stuff up. If you see this can and think it's good, but man, I don't want to spend the $30 they have on it, and you walk right by it, you're obviously missing out. So you've got to take your time, and you got to look up everything. Books don't just sell good on Amazon if you have the right book. Let's look for the right book. Here we go. $11,000, $10,000. Intelligent Investor, 9,700 bucks from 1949. You know, this is something you might come across, something like this, 1949. I mean, it's old, but it's not that old, and it might just wind up in a Goodwill somewhere. Fellowship of the Rings, I don't understand why this is 9,500. I'm sure I've had this book. I don't know what makes this one rare, but I've seen this a lot of times, so keep your eye open. Different versions of Lord of the Rings and Fellowship of the Rings. You know, they go worth money. Comic books, obviously, if you find the right comic book, you're going to be into money. Alice's Adventures. Alice in Wonderland's Adventures from 1884, $8,700. Now, it seems like an old book, 1884, but at our local market where I help out at sometimes, there's a whole antique book section, a lot of books, tons of books from around this era. X-Men, yes, if you get the right comic, and that's graded, and it's #1, so yes, it's going to be worth money. Hobbit, $8,500, there you go, another, here's a sword, I don't know why that's in books, but keep moving on here. Here's another Hobbit, which I feel like, oh, it's signed by Tolkien, there you go. If it's signed, obviously, it's going to be worth more money. So there you go, books on eBay. If you have older books, there is collectors. They're not just looking on Amazon. If anything, Amazon, I find, is for newer books. Harder to find older stuff on there. And sellers, because there's no barcode, it's harder for them to look it up, so they don't really mess around with it too much. And normally there's no count on the older books because they're harder to find, they're more rare, less of them are selling. So there will be no count. So eBay is a really good option for antique books. There you go. And we got one more, which you guys are probably going to come across during garage sale season, and that is Coleman lanterns. If you get the right Coleman lantern, $898, 25 bids, 47 bids, $828, $809. Look at this. I think we've all owned that. Anyone from like the 60s, 70s has like owned these when they went camping with their parents when we were younger. $676. Look them up, guys. When you're at the garage sale, you know what? Grab it, put it in your hand. You know, make sure you have a hold of it. Then look it up. If it's no good, put it back down. Because if you look it up, somebody else is going to grab it right from where you walked away from it to look it up. So make sure you grab it while you're looking it up, or you're going to miss out. Here's a Coleman stove from the 20s, not worth as much, but look at some of these lanterns. 300, 300, and look at, they're holding their value at 300, 300, 300. So there you go. Keep your eye open for these Coleman lanterns. They can go really, really good. And with that being said, guys, that is everything that I wanted to show you. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will talk to you all later.